Why is it a mess?
I failed high school. I have no motivation to finish it. None of the pills about to work.
Well, he knows how to dramatically pull those glasses off and, put his hand to his head. He's probably behaving in a way that he's become accustomed to when he disappoints his parents. I think probably he's able to use this act to get his parents to lighten up on him when he makes a mistake, which it seems like he's probably disappointed them a number of times in his short life.
What do you do for a living?
I don't have a job. I'm a fuck up.
That's pretty standard, it seems, when you're faking your emotion like that. The voice goes up in pitch. You belittle yourself. I'm a big fuck up or whatever he says. And then the large, exaggerated sigh. I think because Chris has sons, and he mentions it here, that it's at this point that Chris is maybe contemplating, do I continue being cocky and making my little quips because, good Lord, but for the grace of God, my sons could do something extremely foolish and affect their futures, and should he go easier on this guy? Chris's face is kind of fallen, and perhaps Vinny's act that he's putting on is working its magic on Chris.
Look, I can understand how tough that is on you. But why does that make it okay?
Why was it okay? Like, he's really changed his tone. He doesn't seem as snappy and cocky as he normally is with the older guys. Joey's TCAP channel said it exactly, and that is that Chris, is adopting this more fatherly character.
I wasn't gonna do anything.
But that's not what
She
you said
said
in the
I
text.
know.
Ambrosio might have said he wasn't really going to do anything with the 12-year-old girl, but I knew something else from the transcripts. He had also contacted another one of our online decoys posing as a 13-year-old girl.
I think with a lot of people, if you had sympathy for this young guy, when you hear that he was talking up a second decoy or a third, then the supporters of Vinny start to drop off, because it does start to appear that he's just straight up predator going after a number of girls. I don't think that says the whole story. I think it's possible to have sympathy for this guy. I don't have any reason to believe this was something he did a lot. He's only 19 years old. I don't know.
I want to be a cop. I wasn't gonna do anything. I just
You want to be a cop?
I want to have a friend.
Well, then why don't you go join the police academy or...
I'm fat. I can't do anything.
Isn't it, like, totally unhealthy?
So? All right, how about this, Brendan?
Yeah.
Some girls like fat guys because their fathers were fat, right? So you play on that. It's the fat father syndrome. It's the FFS.
Fat father syndrome.
Yeah. Girls have fat fathers, all right? So when you're fat, you remind girls of their father.
Right.
Done deal. So what about your dad? Was he like a big fat guy?
What? I don't know.
I mean, was he like, big, like me?
Yeah, I mean, he was a little heavy when I was a kid.
Yeah, I figured.
Why?
I mean, he was heavy during, your more impressionable
What are you
years.
asking me?
I have nothing. I was just trying to get a feel of how fat your dad was. Yeah.
Look, I had a father who was overweight. I get it. It's tough.
Pal, I had a tough childhood, I'll tell you that. I mean, my dad was fat. I mean, you two don't know what I'm talking about, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Right?
Right.
NASA.
He just has a very low self-esteem, which is a shame. Sad to see that with a 19-year-old guy.
But still, that doesn't make it okay. Thank you.
I gotta tell you, I was pretty taken back when he tossed that knife into the cowboy hat. I honestly can't tell you why he had the knife or if he had any plan to use it, but it was a little bit frightening.
It doesn't make it okay to conduct yourself this way on social chat sites and talk to a girl who's 12 years old. What grade are you in? 7?
I noticed that the logo on his shirt says Robeson. I couldn't read what it says underneath it, but the little circle underneath looked to me to be typical of like a heating and air company. So, going down that trail, I typed into Google Robeson Heating Cooling, and this is what I found. Robeson was founded in 1921 and is Westchester and Putnam County's premier full-service home comfort company. No idea why he's wearing the shirt. Perhaps that's just the dressiest shirt that he has. If you know whether Vinny once worked at Robeson, please leave a comment below.
Cool. Could I see a pic of you? You like older guys. You said all this, right?
Yeah.
I meant a naughty pic. You send a picture of yourself.
I know. Don't remind me.
Vinny. That's rule number 1, man. You don't send dick pics to anybody. I don't care who the recipient is, how old you are. You just don't do it, buddy. You don't know where those are going to end up.
I'm not that big, but I could fit inside you. Have you ever played with yourself? I mean, you see how this looks. How did you get to this place?
Which place? This is just me.
Look, everybody's got personal problems, right? But that doesn't mean it's okay to do this. You get that, right?
Yeah. Such an idiot.
How far did you drive today?
An hour and a half.
Hour and a half. And how many other times have you done this?
Never.
Well, that's hard for me to believe, Vincent.
She said she wanted a friend. I'm stupid.
But there's no friends 19? 20?
I have one friend. He's always working. Nobody else. Look at where I dress and stuff. Everybody thinks I'm weird.
Well, it's not the look. The fashion can fly if you have the right character. Yeah, you see people wearing all kinds of crazy crap, and if they're impish or introverted or whatever, then yeah, they're going to stand out as being a nerd, if you will. I know nerds have come into their own. Vinny's not that sort of nerd. Doesn't have a lot of friends. I think Vinny wants to find love, but he just doesn't have the skills to meet girls his age, of course. This is his way of entering the dating pool, I guess, is to find a girl young enough that she's not going to judge him. That's probably in his head, the dream situation. Yeah, that's not the real world, Vinny.
Well, the only weird thing I see is that you're trying to hook up with a 12-year-old girl named Jenna Claire. I mean, have you tried to get some help?
With this stuff?
Yeah.
No, I never told anybody anything.
How often do you go on the internet
To do that.
to do this stuff?
Not with girls. Not little girls.
Well, what made you do it this time? I mean, just help me to understand what's going on in your mind.
I don't know. That's the problem.
Well, you gotta know, Vincent. You're an adult now.
That sounds like a from the heart fatherly thing to say. You gotta know you're an adult now. That's how I'm hearing it.
You get this as a felony, right? What are you going to do about this situation? I mean, you got to pull it together.
It does seem like Chris is fatherly. It probably has flashed into his mind about his own sons being, whatever. If his own sons made mistakes, because people make mistakes. And I believe Vinny here, he just made a mistake. He's only 19. If he's a career predator, then he hasn't had much time to have gotten into that. But it's interesting to hear Chris just be more soothing and soft-spoken to Vinny.
Where'd you go to school?
Ketchum.
Where?
Ketchum and Wappingers.
Ketchum and Wappingers Falls.
Yeah.
Ketchum and Wappingers Falls. A search of that brings up Roy C. Ketchum High School, but nothing really of note. Nothing stood out to me looking at the website. This here merely says the following students are candidates for graduation at Roy C. Ketchum High School. Now, Vincent says he didn't graduate, so although it says here class of 2014, I don't know if he took it right up to his senior year and then ditched it, but there's his name right down there, Vincent Ambrosio. I can't imagine it was anybody but him.
Did you finish?
I failed English, participation in government, economics. I'm supposed to be doing them online. I don't have any motivation to do anything.